What up, Laker Nation? You're your boy Kareem, aka 100 Likes. How you guys doing? Wow. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Man, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all my supporters, people who hit that like button, people hit that subscribe button, people who show me love with this channel here. Also, show me love with the Beat 139. We will be back soon. The Beat 139. I need you guys to go there and subscribe to that right now. We'll be back real soon. Me, Don Vito, Keith Cash, we'll be back real soon. But yes, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I want to talk about the Lakers and the Sixers. The Lakers and Sixers right now, as we stand 2021, should be two dynasties. It should be a dynasty in the East and a dynasty in the West, where we should be clashing heads right now together. But and they should have been ruling the league in let's say in the 5 years span. Let's say right now I'm gonna give it from 2019 to now. It should be in from 2019, I say, to probably like 22, 23. The Lakers and Philly should be two top teams, and I'm gonna break it down why. And this is the problem with most of GMs, right? These GMs have to do a better job of staying patient, because sometimes being patient and playing the long game is always better than the rushing and playing the short game. Now, let's say if the Lakers only win one championship by the time LeBron retires, right? But being a little patient, I know they would have won a few titles, right? Philadelphia might not win no titles. But had they been... See, Lakers and Phillies is different. Philly was somewhat incompetent. The Lakers rushing, right? And this is the problem both teams have. And the reason why they could have been in prime positions right now. Had Philly been more competent, they'd be in much better space right now. They made obvious bonehead decisions. And this is the thing that GMs make critical mistakes all the time. The key to an owner, when you own a team, I'm talking to the owners right now, your job is to pick the right general manager or president there is. You interview a guy, you sit down and you interview him. And the questions you need to ask: what's your short-term and long-term goal? How do you just work him? Use a little psychology. See if he the type just want to spend money, and that's not his money. You spending my money. You get what I'm saying? So you need an owner who cognizant of what's going on and have a plan on being good today and also tomorrow. You should always look at a general manager or president and look at his 5-year plan. Look how he'd do it, how he'd deviate from that. And see, and this the problem you have. So that's supposed to be your number one hire. You're supposed to start with that. You ask him what kind of coach you want. So now, either on a rebuild, if you rebuild with a team, right, you got to get somebody like a PR guy. You need a PR guy to reach the masses, meaning the fans. Tell the fans, this is what it is. We have a 5-year plan, right? And we're going to stick to that plan. The key is for us, each and every year, we're going to get better. If we make the playoffs, so be it. But even if you do make the playoffs, you got to stay on key. And a lot of times what happens is some of these GMs, what they do, they have a young team and along the way, they're bringing a decent free agent. When I mean decent free agent, let's say a free agent like a Lou Williams, for instance. Let's say Lou Williams older than this now, but this I'm just throwing his age out there because I think he's like 33 right now. But let's say a 30-year-old Lou Williams. You bring him on the team, and let's say you bring like that's who not really part of the plan. Like you bring a Vucevic, right? Now Vucevic about 30, 31, whatever. So now you're a team. You bring a Vucevic and you bring a Lou Williams aboard, right? Now you got a young center that's 21, 22 years old playing behind Vucevic. You have a younger guard that's, even if he's not playing behind him, but Lou Williams playing in the clutch situations, right? Now, these young guys, then you get young guys that happen to develop maybe a little quicker than expected. Now, what happened is your team makes the playoffs, right? Having to make the playoffs. So now the fans base say, hey, oh, we made the playoffs, we happy. And now what happens is, let's say you say, oh, for the better of the team, and you see a vision, you may trade away Vucevic for a draft pick. You may trade away Lou Williams for a draft pick, right? So now, let's say now you're getting two younger players coming in, rookies coming in, but now you looking long term. Now these guys might not be ready today. Now you made the playoffs this year, and now let's say you take a step back because let's say Vucevic and Lou Williams are a major part of your team. Lou Williams, let's say Vucevic averaged 20, Lou Williams averaged 17. So now you got a major, and let's say at key spots, Lou Williams came off the bench and won a few games for you guys. Vucevic played big, did 10 rebounds, whatever. So now you happen to make the playoffs, and now you make the playoffs, and the fans looking for you to make the playoffs again this year. But now you got no Vucevic, no Lou Williams. You got the remainder young guys on the team. Now you brought in two more young guys on your team. Let's say it feel like you underachieved, but mind you, you just lost major production. Now let's say along the way, little injuries, bugs hit. There's always little bumps and wrinkles happen throughout the season. Now your fans start getting down on your coach. Your coach may feel like, yo, I'm used to winning, or, now coaches, their record is on the line. See, now sometimes, because it's hard to tell a coach, let's rebuild. Because now, let's say you bring in a coach, let's say he's over 500, right? Let's say he's 52, right? He's over 500, right? And now you bring him in. He got a little winning record. He has some success around the league. You bring him and you ask him to rebuild 5 years. So now he looking at, this is going to kill my record. Now this is a numbers game. Now this is going to destroy my record because my win-loss total. And sometimes guys bring that, coaches bring that in far as meetings when they trying to, go to other teams, when they a free agent coach. So now he sit back, he like 5 years, damn, but he want the money. So let's say year 2, they make the playoffs, they signed the Vucevic and Lou Williams. So now it's going to be a little power struggle. Now when he feel that them two guys now on the team now, he look at it like, he feeling the way already because he wants the wins. The general manager and them looking long term. Now everybody know the general manager normally lasts longer than the coach. Coach window could be real short, from the year to 3 years, from 1 to 3 years. General managers normally, you can find a general manager right now been on a team 10 years, maybe 8 or 9 years on a team. They last longer than coaches. So now You sit back and you say, damn, now the coach went, now they looking for, now you trying to speed up the rebuild, right? And you hear your press. That same thing, David Griffin with New Orleans. Now, the mistake New Orleans made, New Orleans, when they got brought in Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and they drafted Zion, David Griffin started going on and said, yo, we trying to win now. We not trying to wait. We not trying to wait. Now, he bringing in that narrative because he looking at long term, because he looked at, damn, AD didn't have that much success in New Orleans. He picked up and left. And Chris Paul didn't have too much success, and he picked up and left. So now he like, I want to get this ball jumping, rolling early with Zion, because I don't want him to leave New Orleans. So if we could have success early, this is my better chance of keeping him. But in reality, you have to look at it like this. Zion still was a rookie. Point blank period. You had a guy in Brandon Ingram, he's getting better and better each year, right? But he had a couple injuries along the way, and he didn't really plant his foot down in the league yet. Then you got a guy like Lonzo, who had some injury history, and he's still finding himself. He didn't plant himself in the league yet. So when you got those type guys, not like they planted, got their game and this is who they is, they still developing. So now, here it is. Now you got, three like high-end young players, right? With Lonzo, the second pick, Ingram, second pick, and Zion, the first pick. Then you have a guy like Josh Hart, who you look at him, he's a role player. He's a perfect guy coming off your bench on the championship team. He has those intangibles. Then you got Nickeil Alexander, another young guy, but you look at him more of a guy like a Lou Williams, a guy who's going to come to your bench and score. He don't really give you the winning tangible as far as a starting two guard. Like, you look at him, you be like, yo, he looks good coming off a bench and coming to the game lighting shit up. But as a starter, to do the little tangible, to dive on the floor, make the right pass, play off the ball, and you know what I mean, and who could be effective no matter if they shoot 5 shots or 15 shots. And you know he's not going to be the front end starter. If he's a starter, he's more of the back end, the fourth or fifth best player on that starting lineup. So where he going to have to get in what he fit in. So now what happens with that is, now you figure out, okay, it's a team, but now I got 3 guys, right? But now you had Drew Holiday. You got rid of Drew Holiday to bring in, now he's older, he's ready to win. Now it's like a conflict of interest where he played the same position of a former number 2 pick you drafted that you have high hopes for. And now for you to want to press Zion and you want to win now the problem that caused, you rush your process. And then you get blessed. So now you playing in circles with guys who passed their prime and the upside of what you can do. Now you feel you're a playoff team. But in reality, you might not be, and you should have just been a little patient and take the baby steps. Because now you done told your fans, oh, we want to win now. We going to win. We going for it. You know what I mean? We feel Brandon Ingram ready, Lonzo ready, and you saying this, you with your team. So now you got the fan base looking at you some kind of way. Where the patient route is more of a sustainable long-term route. And that's the mistake you made. Now, your team is a wreck. Now, you look at it, you lose Lonzo in free agency. Now, you got like really 2 blue chippers. And Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Now, you get a Deontay Graham, who's is a high-end backup, a low-level starter. See, now look what you're getting. Nothing special. A guy, a 5'11" point guard who don't really play no defense, but he can score. But he's not making anyone better. Not the leader you want at that position. Low-level starter. Out of 30 teams, you look at him like the 26 to 30 type guy, or maybe high-end backup. So now, and then you get like a 30-year-old Valanciunas, which is good, but now he used to winning, and he's not on the timeline of your players. And he has a nice, healthy contract. See, now you put yourself in a weird spot where if you just did it right, you got a ton of draft pick from the Lakers, where you should have did things right and built the right way. And it's the Sixers. They made bonehead decisions. Not sure what they're doing. You're a team, you like, okay, we're a playoff team. We want to win now. And you didn't have, it's not like you had high-end players at the wing positions. So now you get a guy like Mikal Bridges fall in your lap where you know this guy can help us right now. We got minutes for him. You had everything for him. It's not like you had a high-end player in front of him. This is the thing I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. Let's say a guy like Mikal Bridges, right? Let's say he has a player like a Paul George in front of him, right? A guy that's in his prime, that's like 31 years old, that's in his prime. And it's not really many. And let's say you have like a fringe backup, a little more experience, to backing up Paul George. And let's say Mikal Bridges would have been like a third string type of player. Then it would have made sense to say, you know what? I'd rather get the younger guy. Mikal Bridges, 23 years old. I'd rather get the young guy and the guy they drafted ahead of Mikal Bridges. What's his name? He's not even in the league no more. I never even cared for him. You know what I mean? Then it makes sense to get that younger player that's maybe 20 years old. Because now you look, okay, he's 20 and Paul George 31 years old. So now we give him time to develop. By the time he's 24, now this guy old, maybe it's time for him to come in and play. But you had a guy didn't have nobody in that position. You had a minutes, a slot available for Mikal Bridges where you should just got him and slid him right in and y'all off and running. But you playing the long game, which you didn't need to play the long game because you didn't have that type of depth or that type of firepower with that type team. That's similar to what Detroit Pistons did to when they drafted Marco over Carmelo Anthony. But the only a slight difference I give Detroit, I can understand. Not that me personally, I would have never did that in a million years. But if you're looking at Detroit, how they looked at it as Marco. They looked at it and said, hey, Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace is a little older. So now we get this younger guy to come to the bench and we could do a three-man rotation because you got Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace was a little older. So you say, okay, I bring in Marco. Opposed to Tayshaun Prince, who was younger, and you like, I like Tayshaun Prince. This what Detroit's saying. They like Tayshaun. He fit their team, fit their culture. He could defend, long arms, defend. He fit everything about Detroit. What they saying. They felt, there's no need to get mellow. I'd rather we could take care of this because them guys getting a little older. Rasheed and Ben. So that made this much more sense it made. Philadelphia, it made no sense of getting letting trade away Malik Bridges, Mikal Bridges. You see what I'm saying? It made zero sense to do that. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's overthinking. Now, with a general manager and with a ownership, you gotta stay the course. Whoever you is, this what you is. No matter, do not deviate from that plan. Now, if Philadelphia wouldn't deviate from that plan, knowing, okay, we still got to play. This guy's ready now. He could defend. Everything that you look for. Coming out of college, he went to play for a good college coach. That Villanova always had them guys coming to NBA be solid pros. They might not be no all-stars, but they come in and be solid role players. You knew everything Mikal Bridges doing now. They said that. All analysts said that. Right now, high level, high end role player, a guy. Nobody said superstar. Nobody said all-star. They all said the same thing about Mikal Bridges, and everybody was pretty much right on. I thought that about Mikal Bridges. I seen every analyst leading up to the draft said that he was like one player was spot on, far as predictions and how his player profile amongst analysts. Spot on. So now you get to a team like the Lakers. Right? Now, they wasn't patient. Because now, I get it. The Lakers looked at it. Paul George get mad and say, now the Lakers built up all that equity and all them young guys. That mob full of young guys. A guy like Magic Johnson come in. All he want to do is front page. See, this is where Jeannie made the mistake. Jeannie, you had a guy that's smart, know exactly what he's doing. He was energized. And Jerry West to say, hey, I'm ready to take over. I'm ready to do this job again. I know it's older, but I'm ready to do this job where he could have took over from Mitch and Jim and had like a younger assistant GM under him that he could have groomed. His son and guys like that, he could have groomed under him. But he was ready for the task. He said he felt rejuvenated and he's ready to step up and save the franchise. But the Lakers know they want front page. Magic Johnson is more of a sexier name. You know what I mean? And Magic more appealed to the media. Magic gonna talk and be like, oh, pump his chest out. Well, I'm here. We not going for this. We not doing that. This, that, and the third. Magic is, in the way he conducted business, was like a fan. Magic was like a fan, how fans do on 2K. Trade everybody, like how guys be on the live. Soon as things go bad, oh, I'm trading him. Oh, he doing this. That's Magic. You can't be like that as a GM. Magic did too much talking, too much bragging and boasting, and he had too much to say. It was nothing secret about Magic, right? He wanted everybody to know, look at me. So soon he come in the door, he want the guys like the Stephen A. Smith, Magic Johnson, he come to clean house. He's not here to play no games. Ladies and gentlemen, he gonna get the Lakers back to, Magic rave on that, right? He came in the door swinging. Like, oh, we need to get rid of some of these contracts. We gonna clear cap space and we gonna go after some big fish, which is cool. Nothing wrong with doing that. And the Lakers, I understand they had 2 horrible contracts, right? But the salary cap went up, and a lot of young guys were still under their rookie deals. So you really only had 2 real big contracts. Everything else was small salaries, where you still could have made moves, right? But you did things too early. Now, the Paul George situation, the Lakers said, you know what, Paul George, come as a free agent. We don't have to give up nothing to get you. Can you just wait a year? You know, Paul George took offense to that. He wanted out of Indiana, whatever the case may be. That's what they did, right? Because you look at it, he's like, he's not going to win us no championship right now. And it makes sense. If it's only 1 year, ask the guy waiting 2 years, that's a whole nother story, right? So, boom, that happens. Now, they didn't jump on that move. Anthony Davis, his situation was orchestrated by Rich Paul. He hired Rich Paul to say, I'm out of here. LeBron and the Lakers, I'm coming there to play now. Now that LeBron there, LeBron ain't trying to waste no time. So now they get LeBron James. He ain't wasting no time. He want to sit there and say, hey, AD comes now. Where, like I said, a little patient would have got them a little further, along. They have younger players that would have been at they playing at a high level, and it would have been easier on LeBron, and they could have won. It would have been easier when long term. They'd have been in position to make trades, all type stuff. Like I said, Matt Johnson coming and swinging, he had to attach D'Angelo Russell, and he did it a year early, where he could have just waited and let it ride out and see. He jumped up and put D'Angelo Russell in a trade, a young player, the second pick, only been in the league a couple years, 21 years old, been in the league like 2 years. I think he played 2 years with the Lakers, and clearly you can see him getting better. He hit big shots, and you basically trade him for cap space. You trade a number 2 pick for cap space that he did a year in advance. It's not like LeBron came that year, they got rid of him. Then they let Julius Randle walk. They got nothing for him. Julius Randle was busting ass. Destroying. Busting ass. And like I said, him not knowing, him not looking at, hey, this guy is good, he's young. You could have gave him a 2-year deal. It's like, you don't want to sign nobody past 1 year. A guy like that, okay, if you need to clear cap space, you could get rid of him. Let me tell you the difference between him and Jerry West. When the Lakers was getting Shaq, right? When the Lakers wanted Shaq, it was no big deal for them when they had to get rid of contracts, because Jerry West knew when you got young players and they don't have, especially if they still on their rookie deal, or even if they got a deal and it's not that crazy, it's nothing to get rid of them. Now, the Lakers had to move off of Anthony Pillar and George Lynch. Jerry West said, he knew he didn't get rid of them. Jerry West had his mind on Shaq a year or two in advance. He didn't start dumping salary like a madman just to do it. He let the young guys play. George Lynch and Anthony Pillar was young guys. He let them guys play. And then when the time come that summer, once he got the confirmation that he can get Shaq was serious to come, then he started dumping. Oh yeah, I could get Shaq. He know Anthony Pillar was a younger player at the time, shooting guard, high level, good young player that teams will want. I could get rid of him. George Lynch, a real good glue type of guy, high intangibles guy, get dirty, rebound, play tough defense, good team chemistry guy. He's not going to make the mistake. A solid role player. He knew I can get rid of him. He waited the last minute, dumped at the last minute, and got rid of him. A guy like Julius Randle, that year he signed with New Orleans, 2 years, $18 million, at $9 million a year. Now, let's say if the Lakers said, I'll give you $11 million a year. 2 years, $22 million. He played that year out, and now he got 1 year left. With 1 year left, at Julius Randle, you should know, hello, he playing with LeBron. He got LeBron on his team. He's a good young player. He rebounded. He got better every year. Come on, you come take this 2 years. They trying to get everybody to take a 1-year deal because they want everybody off the books. You only do that when you have like an old player that's got a salary that is going to be difficult to move. You get what I'm saying? Let's say like a guy like Russ. His contract is harder to move. He's in his 30s and it's harder to move. So if you can get off of it early, like a John Wall, you want to hurt and jump and get rid of that contract. Because it's going to be hard. You might not be able to move it in June during draft time. You might not be able to move that contract, right? But a guy like Julius Randle, a young guy, and then $11 million. That's just 11. That saves 12, 11, 12. Even though he signed $9 million, let's say 12. You should know and vision, okay, when he plays, he's going to produce. He got better every year. Let's say we know his rebound have been up. Him playing with LeBron, you figure, okay, let's say if he put up 14-10. 14-10, and what he was like 23 years old? 14-10, 23-year-old, rugged power forward, 23, 24 years old, rugged power forward, can dribble, handle, bring the ball up, physical, strong, pound guys in. Guys take a beating. I heard Melo and different guys say when Julius Randle come to town, you know it's gonna be physical. You gonna be taking beating. He pound. He do all this with his left hand. You taking a beating. He pounding guys in. You should know when June come. If I want to get another free agent to pair with LeBron James, it's nothing for me to move Julius Randle. You know what I mean? I can get a first round pick. Let's say if you don't get a lottery pick, top 10 pick, right? Let's say you say, okay, 14-10, he's shooting 50% from 3-point line. He got 1 year left on his contract. I know I could get a first round pick, pick around 18, 19. That's better than nothing. Letting a guy like that walk free agent. So now you have two guys you got nothing really for. It's D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle. And I don't want to hear Kyle Kuzma. Lakers had 2 first-round picks that year. They was picking Kyle Kuzma anyway. And the Nets wasn't going to pick him when the Nets was picking. So Kyle Kuzma was coming anyway. Lakers had their mind made up early on in the process. When they met with Kyle Kuzma the second time, they say they guy. They kept it quiet. They was going to pick him anyway. So the Lakers had, I think, the 27th pick. They was going to pick him anyway. So them getting that additional pick, and they say, oh, it's for Russell. They was picking him anyway. The Nets wasn't going to pick him. They didn't need him. If they was going to draft at that position, they're going to draft a point guard at that time. So now you go, hey, damn. This shit, 23-year-old, now we got access, a legitimate. You lost out big time, D'Angelo Russell. You gave him a year early. He's on his rookie deal. And Julius Randle, you could have got him back at, you could have did 2 years, $24 million. Or 2 years, $22 million. Or 2 years, $20 million. He signed 2 years, $18 million with New Orleans. So now you go, boom. That's the patience of them. You see what I'm saying? They played their cards and rushed their hand. They got Lou Williams, everybody right away where they think was they just want to clear the books and have maybe one man on the contract. That was their goal. You had a guy like Magic Johnson playing like he's playing in 2K, where a seasoned general manager like Jerry West would have played the whole thing smarter, and knowing Jerry West being an experienced GM, he know I could get rid of these players. It's easy to get rid of. Like right now on the Lakers, the hardest player to get rid of is Russ. For instance, THT. THT get $10 million a year. That's nothing. Let's say if the Lakers, that's to say hypothetical speaking, right? Let's say the only contracts will be on the books next year will be THT, Braun, and AD, right? Now, let's say everybody else on the Lakers free agent. Everybody. Russ, everybody free agents, right? and it's just Bron AD. Let's say they say, damn, I want to clear up some more cap space, and THT getting his $10 million. And let's say Bron AD, let's say the cap is, I'm just throwing numbers out there. The cap is 120, right? The cap is 120, and let's say Bron 30 million and AD 30 million. That's 60 million, and the cap is 120. So they got 60 million plus THT 10 million, 70 million on the books. And let's say they want to say, I want to dump THT. They don't have to do it right now. The point I'm making is, he's a 20-year-old guy, and him getting 10 million, that's not a crazy contract. You could do that same deal in June. So why just jump the gun? You could just be patiently wait and do that in June instead of just jumping the gun. That's a seasoned GM. No, like, THT is nothing to get rid of. But when you have a huge contract of someone not good, and let's say, someone overpaid, now you're going to have a problem. Like a John Wall, it's harder to get rid of John Wall. Because the number, he get $44 million, and a lot of teams ain't going to jump and take on that. You may have to attach a young player or some draft picks for someone to move off that contract. It's not that easy. If you might find one team, but you're not going to have teams lining at the door to try to get them. That's what I'm saying. It's about being patient and about being incompetent. So now, a GM, and he had to hire the right coach. He had to tell coaches, I don't care what happened. I don't care if we happen to be playing on the course. I'm not going to sign a guy that's not really all that to a big contract just because I think he may help us win some games. And I'm not bringing on no bad contract. You end up signing a guy like, you sign a guy, say 31 years old. Let's say a guy like a Drew Holiday, for instance. You have a young team, which Drew Holiday is a good player. He's a good player, but let's say you sign him to a $30 million contract. Like, okay, $30 million, and let's say you bring in a guy like a Tobias Harris with it, and y'all got two high-priced players that's not no real all-stars, a guy, and they good players, good role players. They not no true number ones, but now they killing your salary cap. You don't do that. Because okay, of course they will make your team better. You got the young guys to match with it. You bring in a Drew Holiday, yeah. But you look at, damn, Drew Holiday, not that it's old, but you say, okay, he's 30, 31. He's not old, but you look at, now his salary cap going to be in the way of some things. You see what I'm saying? So instead of you just waiting and playing the long game, now you got these guys developed, and now you can pick and say, okay, this guy. And then the thing GMs have to look at, when you evaluate players, you look at their talent, you check their heart, and you check their work ethic. That's the things I'm looking for in a player. I'm going to look him in his eyes and see if he has, and watch him on that court, see if he has heart. He has heart, that's a good thing. He has a great work ethic, that's another good thing. Then if he has talent, he's in the game. You in the game, because now, even if you're not as good, but you got some hitting talent, you could look, but you see this guy's a hard worker. Like a Kawhi Leonard. Like from the gate, I heard reports out from the beginning, they said this guy works out crazy. He works out his game, and he had decent skills, but he had a tremendous work ethic, and he was competitive. He was quiet, but he's highly competitive. So that means he's going to go out there and compete, and he has a great work ethic to get better. And you can see, okay, he has a chance to get better. He's already physically strong at a young age, and I can see that. See, that's what you have to look for to these young guys. Then you have to look at young guys, you have a leadership mentality, a leadership and a winning mentality. So when you go out and scout players, these are the things you look for. Don't just look for things, this, that, and that. You need that. You need that. Because then you go, okay, cool. I can have my team, but he's not going to be the number one guy. He's going to be the second fiddle. He's going to be the Robin. You could look at some guys and you could look and be like, he's that guy, or he's question mark, or he this, he that. You have to look inside a guy. You have to see these things. The difference between Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball, LaMelo has more heart than Lonzo. He's more of a competitor than Lonzo. Lonzo is nonchalant. De'Aaron Fox come in the game and do a move. It's going to be, yeah, and ready D up. Lonzo going to have the same face, bring the ball up. He going to stay within himself, pass it, and let the game come to him. LaMelo going to be like, okay, that's how we coming? You pumping, you score 2 points, and you like, the crowd going crazy. You like, yeah. You saying it's on? It's up. Now it's up. LaMelo going to come compete like, okay, I'm bringing it. That's what you want. That is the difference. Lonzo going to, I'm not going to pay no mind. I'm going to watch the game. No, sometimes you got to show a motherfucker crazy. Like the movie, what's that? Usual Suspects. When the guy had the guy kid, it's like, what? I'm gonna kill him. He's like, and he killed the kid. Like dude said, you crazy? I'm gonna show you crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude crazy now. He cut himself. Like you think you just, I've cut myself. It's that one movie I saw. The guy stabbed himself in the leg. The guy said, oh, you crazy. And he ran and got up out of there. He thought he was crazy and he's a gorilla. But the guy like, I'm going to show you crazy. So that's how you have to be on a basketball court. When a guy come at you a certain way, I understand, yes, it's good to be in a team flow. But you also got to let a guy know, I'm about that life too. I'm about that life. I'm come bring it. I'm going to come bring it. I'm going to show you. Not saying you have to be in the battle with him all game, but that next possession, you do got to come out. That's what I do like about Russ, but with Russ already know he has that reputation, so he don't always have to feed into that. Like I saw when Dame hit the three-pointer, when we played them last week, I said, Russ come back shoot. And he came back and like he going to tick for tat. He don't need to do that. He already solidified. He solidified already. So that's what you guys, this basically, I'm just trying to break down how GM is. And then also, you need a guy like me. Stop always looking for the suit and tie numbers guy. Guys who going to call, can tell you all type of numbers from the top of their head. You need a guy like me in your organization where I'm going to keep it real with one of these guys. I'm not scared of none of them. So when you got a guy like Ben Simmons, I'm going to check Ben Simmons. I'm going to check him. And then I'm going to tell Rich Paul, I'm going to check Rich Paul too. You having a guy, I'm going to be, I'm just going to let things play itself. I'm going to be professional. Fuck being professional. Rich Paul, you a clown. We not going to do that. Look what we showing these kids. He fucked up. He got to own that. You get on the court and you play. You hear me? Rich Paul, I don't give a damn that's your client. Yeah, I'm telling you, you want to fight? Like, come on, let's go. I'm going to get hood back with you. You want to get crazy? I'm going to get crazy back. But at the end of the day, you enable this man. This man act like a little girl. He fucked up this down the third. Okay, cool. I said something. We said something as men. Okay, I'm wrong. You wrong. However you want to say it. Come on, let's just go do this. Then you get a PR guy and somebody who can do the damage with the fans. You can do it. People think stuff can't be done. You tell the fans, listen, you go out there and this is what you have to do. You live up to that. They may boo you for the first couple games, but then when you're on the road and the fans look at, damn, we won 5 in a row. Been averaging 19, 9, and 9. Been looking good. He just dropped 30 in that one of them 5-game road trip. He dropped 30. So when he come back to Philadelphia, they're not going to boo him all season had not act like that. Common sense. Use common sense. He's on their team. Now, he's not on their team every time he come to Philadelphia. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. You got to know the history about basketball, and you got to know the history about human beings. Humans will forgive you if they see you playing and they see change. They see change and been, oh, now, damn. Out that 5-game road trip they just came off, Ben shot 16 3-pointers in 5 games. Hey, that's not bad. We'll take that. They're going to start coming around. Like, that's what you need a guy like me for. When he come to Zion Williamson, what? You talking about going to the Knicks? Listen here, man. You country bunking. Listen, you sit your ass here and you going to play. And when your contract come up, we're going to give you max money and you're going to play. You're going to put this franchise on the back. We're going to take you on our end. We're going to slow build. We're going to get some good high-end young players. And out that, we're going to have a batch of them. And then we're going to look in some of these guys' eyes, who won and who not. And now we got 7 to 8 young guys. And we may need to get rid of 3 of them and bring in two other guys that we may need. Now we got it. These young guys got potential. Okay, 3 of them, y'all got to go. Now you know who to bring in. Now we built our team properly. You guys, Brandon Ingram, let's say he said, okay, he's only 25. He's younger than that now, but let's say around the time they could be contended. Now you got guys, you go, Zion, okay, Zion, you 20-something years old. You guys still young. Let's try to do that, and we good for the next 6 years. Good in playoffs, in championship talk for 6 years. Now, let's say y'all start your championship talk, and let's say Brandon Ingram is y'all oldest good young player. Let's say he's at the time, let's say he's 25. I think 23 now. Let's say 25. Zion, you 22. This person, 24. This person, 23. Now you got, and now we be good for the next 6 years. We could for the next 6 years, we still under 30. We may ride this thing on. That's why teams like Utah, for a long time, and San Antonio, they've been making the playoffs for 15, 16 straight years. But see, the thing is harder for them. They can't get a marquee free agent. That's the thing. But doing teams like the Lakers and stuff like that, it's easy. It's easy. Lakers should never go on no playoff droughts. Never. Never. You could put things together and you have to know exactly how to put together and what to do. And that's what these guys go wrong at. You get a general manager as a coach, see his vision, see how he evaluate players. You get a coach, a player's coach, not one of them asshole coach who want to sit there and his way, the highway. A coach know how to adjust, know how to use rotations. A smart, good, young coach. He don't have to be young, but a coach that you say, okay, if it get down, if he possibly could be around for 10 good years, that's what he do. Let's say if he's 40, okay, coach 40, 50 is not old. I could see him around 10 to 12 years. Okay, cool. You get this guy. He's relatable to the players. He's relatable. He well-liked. He understand the game. That's the coach you need. Then you go get a guy like me. That's the finishing touches. You get a guy like me. Don't worry about what they say. Oh, he got this guy. Who's this guy here? This guy from 139th Street. This guy from Harlem. Stephen A. Oh, they grabbing guys from the streets. Oh, you picked this guy here. He grabbing the guys on the streets. He don't know what he doing. This I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, but who it was. They made a big deal. They saying, damn, I'm mad. One of you guys probably remember. But they was like, damn, somebody they said got the general manager ear. I think they said a bartender. Yes, a bartender got the ear of a GM. They listening to him. How you listen to a bartender? I can't remember what it is, but you guys probably remember. They said, how they do that? How you have a bartender? How you listen to a bartender? I don't know. Was it the Lakers? Was it Jim Buss? Listen, it was somebody. I don't want this live to be. I mean, I don't want this upload to be too long. Me trying to think who it is, but they saying how you listen to a bartender. That is the most ignorant statement in the world. I'm not in the NBA. That's like right now. I got the ear of one of these general managers. You judging me? Oh, he ain't go to college. Oh, who is he? Who the hell is Kareem? They got this guy, da 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 da. He listened to him. This guy did time in jail. I can see Stephen A. Smith now. How the hell you listen to him? Look at his advice. A guy who from the streets or a guy from the hood, whatever you want to say. How you get his ear? Just because a guy was a bartender, that don't mean he didn't know basketball. You get a guy like me, you in good hands. Because now you could use me at different stages of your organization. You could say, okay, I need you to be a head scout. What you think about this college guy? Oh, you fly me out overseas to scout a player. You send me out to one of these college scout a player. I'm going to show you. Yo, what you need me for? I need you to talk to this young player right here. He on the bench. I need to. I got him. Any one of them players, young, old, whoever. You know what I mean? These guys is ungrateful. These guys not appreciative. So now you bring a guy like me in. It's like having a big brother, a mentor, a big homie. Now I'm their big homie, checking them. Listen. Be thankful. You 6'9". God bless you being that. You know, you got people out hungry. So it's a lot of stuff. Sometimes you got to humble these players back down to reality. You got to humble these players to reality, and that's what I'm here for. If I'm here, I'm putting your organization in good hands. I know how to build any team. If we starting from scratch, we got to let the fans know, and you got to work with the fans, have the fans work with us. And if the way you build the team, you don't build it through a bunch of players, role players, as building the team. You try to get high-end, talented players, skilled, athletic players. Have excitement. If we're going to lose in style. You get this athletic guy, like for instance, the guy Kai Jones, who the Hornets drafted. He's a high flyer. Now you get him, let's say you have a guy like Shea Gildress. You have that young player on your team. He's the point guard. He's athletic. He's herky-jerky. Let's say you have like a Brandon Ingram. He's athletic. Kai Jones. So now they pushing the ball. You got all these high flyers, even guys coming off your bench, dunking. These guys playing defense, high-end guys hitting crossovers, shooting, let them play. They losing. They won 23 games last year, but you know what? The fans loved them. You got the attention of the fans. They say, you know what? I'm spending my money. I'm going to watch this good. I'm going to see some hell of a plays. They may lose, but they're going to get the respect of their peers. And you know what the team's going to say? I want to play for them. I like their style of play. The same thing like the Golden State Warriors, the year Steven Jackson, Baron Davis. They was a exciting team to watch. A very exciting team to watch. Their fans was on them. They wasn't, clear as day there was no championship team. But they was exciting to watch. They still bringing money in. So now, as a general manager, you go, okay, I'm bringing in the money, this arena pack every night. Right? So my owner's happy. And the coach, I bring in a style, up and down, high-flying style. You can't have a guy, them young guys, high-flying, athletic guys that's 20, 21 years old, and you playing a half-court offense. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. These guys was playing AAU ball, college ball. They used to doing this, up and down the court. Crossover, step backs, threes, alley-oop dunks, behind the no-look pass. That's how they play. You can't have to beat a slow-down team and you walking the ball up court. No. You push the ball, get some leapers, and it's exciting. exciting brand of basketball. Then the fans, now you got the fans. Now before you know it, 5 years like this. Now you're sitting there with a bunch of young guys and you can go, okay, who's staying and who's going? You see all the young guys the Lakers had? Before I end this live, I'm going to break down all the Laker guys. Look at the success they had around the league. And it's like a lot of these success came soon when they left the Lakers. And it's not that a lot of people are, oh, but they wouldn't have did down the Lakers. They ain't never get a chance to get that time. They left a little too early. Look at their guards, right? Their young guards. D'Angelo Russell, Lonzo Ball, Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart. You can see that? You can imagine you had that 4-guard rotation. 3 of them could play point. Jordan Clarkson can help out some point. But you got Lonzo, D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, and Josh Hart. Right? Now let's say the forwards. Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Larry Nance Jr. Let's say the centers. Thomas Bryant, Zubac. It's a lot of talent right there. All them guys in the NBA, all them guys got nice, good contracts. Every last one of them. All them guys got good contracts. All them guys, either they starters or high-end role players. Every last one of them. Either they starters or high-end role players. Meaning they 6th or 7th man off that bench. Don't lie. And this is the point I'm making. Now, that's a lot of guys where you could have been like, you know what? You go, you stay. Okay, I need this veteran, let's go. I need this free agent, that free agent, let's go. Thomas Bryant, out in 1 year. Out in 1 year. And then, like I said, Magic being cute, where you see a Mitchell Robinson. You go, okay, this guy, okay, he was a high school All-American, one of the top 5 player in his class. He's 7 foot. He runs like hell. He blocks everything that's moving. He dunks everything that's in his way. Wow. Knowing how the new NBA need rim protection, I need that. But you want to be thinking you got this. I don't care, I got LeBron, this, that, and third. And the Michigan connection. Rob Pelinka went to Michigan. You went to Michigan State. And you want to say, okay, I'm going to get Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner was a senior in college. You knew I want him for, he could shoot 3-point. He could stay out there and shoot 3-point. So you take a guy that you know limited. You know, hey, this guy is limited. I know he's the end at best. He's an end of a rotation guy at best. He's a guy, okay, I got LeBron James. I could kick out and he could make a 3. Where your team was even at that championship level, where you could be like, okay, I'm building a championship team. Your team wasn't there yet. You go, okay, I'm going to get this guy over a guy that, and like I said, when you draft players, you should always look, okay, what their value going to be. A high school guy came out of high school, or a senior, that you already know what he's going to be. This guy, I don't know, but goddamn, he runs the car, he runs the floor, he blocks everything. You've seen this. And that's another mistake, being cute. Get that talent. Get the heart. Get the everything I said. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Like the channel. 100 likes. I need this 100 likes. I need everything from you people. I appreciate it. Thanks for staying an hour long with me. I enjoyed it. Peace.